What is up, legends? We are back, and let me make this. It's gonna glitch out a little bit on you, but let's do that. Um, we have the new event up and a few cool things. Main cool thing, I'll try to do this as quickly as possible, is the Wonderland. Now, I left, as always happens, now I left this free so you guys can see how you necessarily do this. All right, so I need to go down here and here, here, and boom. Now we go over here and go here and at this one, and you go there, right there, and then you slide yourself all the way around. You slide yourself all the way around and down to the left. And that solves this one. This is literally the hardest one. No. And that's all of them. All the rest of them are like, if you just look at them for 10 seconds, you can do it. And you get a bunch of free stuff in this. So you just might as well go ahead and actually do this. And the one that I just did was stage 10. That's literally the hardest one right now. So you can slow it down, pause it, but you want to do all of them, and you want to do this one because you get a free box that will give you these characters, which if you are into actually any of these characters and using these characters, I know many people, I think every character here, somebody somewhere it would be using, so keep that in mind. Now you head over to fighters. If you go into gallery, you'll notice that the homie Monster Hunter Ken is chilling here. So he's slightly different than he is in China, but still kind of the same thing. Still Mr. RNG, still Mr. better at PvP than he is PvE, even though the RNG element of his kit, like I told people, I don't think that this is going to be a replacement for anything that you have been using already. He's cool and fun, but he's heavy RNG. So let's just talk about it. Delivers a heavy hit to the nearest target, dealing damage equal to 580% of attack. The fighter gains damage resist up of 30% for 10 seconds, and it cannot be dispelled. Level 2, enemies have a 30% chance of base to be afflicted with stun, and 3 seconds when they are receive Dragon Curse, which Dragon Curse is just kind of like the theme of for this character. He's just going to curse. He's going to curse you, and he's going to curse the other team. Yes, you going to get cursed too. Increased damage, 638% attack, and damage resist up of 35%, which makes him a little bit tanky, which you saw me a lot of times. I would kind of like put him in front because he does have a little bit of defense. It's not any better than Beast Zangief's buff. However, he just has the buff, as you guys can see. Like, it's just automatically going to be 10 seconds, and he just has the buff. So it just goes to 30%. Beast Zangief has to build up to that 30%, and it may not necessarily be on him. Base chance affected by effect accuracy, as you can see, and then stun and all that good stuff for his super, which I've showed it plenty of times and see it. I will say though, I looked at both, and it looks like he runs farther in global than he does in CN. Right, so spin slash, which what I told you guys before, as far as with the awakening, he had 2 awakening skills, and in CN, I want to see what they're gonna do with that here. Okay, so triggers automatically after a teammate performs combo 1, does not affect combo 2, and does not trigger combo 3. A spin slash, so he's just gonna do that automatically. Like I said, he does that in CN. He's just doing it here. Spin drive slash, that delivers a heavy hit to multiple enemies within range and soul damage. So he's like he kind of does what Gen does with his mirrors. He's just gonna automatically just do it. Gen has a chance to do it. Ken just does it, which makes him pretty cool in PvP situations. PvE kind of cool. If the Gore Magala Ken is afflicted with Dragon Curse, he gains 25% lifesteal rate while performing this skill, which is cool, which, you know, keeps him, because the curse is eventually going to do harm to you, so you just get lifesteal so you can actually get the HP back. When the target carries Dragon Curse, the fighter has a 60% chance to inflict weaken on the target, which is interesting, and then you see what weaken is right there. His passive, after the battle begins, Dragon Rage Curse appears every 25 seconds and lasts 15 seconds while the curse is active. All the fighters lose HP equal to 30% of Gore Magala Ken's attack every second, which is weird. To remove Dragon Curse each earlier from the entire team, a single fighter must deal damage that exceeds 1,000 of Gore Magala Ken's attack. 1,000% of Gore Magala's attack before the curse expires. That sounds like a lot, but there's plenty of characters that actually do that in the game, so don't necessarily be scared of it, because remember, I'll show you as an example. So like so what you essentially have to do, considering what Gore Magala is, you have to overrun what the attack is, and it's going to be like base scaling attack. So it's really not that crazy and not as hard as it sounds, but it is annoying if you get stunned. Basically, if you get stunned, you are not going to do that, or you may not do that, and then you just end up with everybody still cursed. If your team successfully removes Dragon Rage Curse before it expires, all teammates deal 25% more damage, which I said he has the buff that allows you to do more damage. And at level 4, the damage required to remove the Dragon Curse for your team to 800%, which makes it easier, and increases the damage required to remove the Dragon Curse for the enemy team to 12,000%. So, I mean 1,200%. So this is where it becomes really good PvP wise, especially if you're slowing down the opposite side. So it ends up being a downhill effect. In PvE, this is like computers going to hit you for a ton. So that's automatically gonna not just even be useful for the majority of the time, unless you're like fighting against bosses and bosses in this game don't hit necessarily all the time. They give you enough time to actually make this a little bit worth it. But normal fights and stuff like that, first of all, they don't even last that long, and second, it's just not worth doing. I just don't really feel like he's worth using in PvE like that. But you know, you might have some fun with it. I'm definitely gonna try him out if I get him and mess around with it and see what the damage output is with him basically having like auto attacks. But I don't know, my same thoughts is the same as in Scion. He didn't really change much at all. Trigger skills and leashes automatically after the teammate performs combo 2, does not affect combo 3, slashes multiple targets within the range, dealing soul damage equal to 360% of attack to 20% chance to deal double damage. And if I remember correctly, it did happen a lot, but not enough for me to really pay much of attention to it. And also, this is a type of skill, both of his type of skills is you just want him to live out there, so you don't want him to be in front. You want Bison protecting him so you can get the most out of his free attacks, like his free damage attacks, because basically every time you do a combo, he is going to do that. It's not really a chance to actually do it. He just performs it automatically. So you want him to be alive as long as possible doing that damage. So you just don't necessarily want him to be the tank. And he just wouldn't be anyway when there's Bison sitting out there. Like there's just no reason to do that, unless of course you don't have Bison. And maybe you have Jury, you can actually use them together as well, and that might actually work out for you too. So there's that. So then he also has his fighting spirit, which we will leave on that. We don't have the actual event to actually do anything yet, so there's that. Your fighting spirit gives you 33% HP 28% attack, 10% pressure, and then he gets a healing rate of 6%. That goes along with, he does have life still, so that works out. He gets Magala Warrior, unleashes a combo that has 20% chance to grant sharpness and stacks up to 3 times and cannot be dispelled. When the fighter has sharpness, regular attacks consume 1 sharpness. Perform sharpen rather. Delivers a heavy hit the nearest target, dealing soul damage equal to 240% of attack and filling a super combo with 100. Meanwhile, summons Gore Magala's blast to pull the enemy tag fighters onto the field. That is actually not bad. It's not bad what that skill actually does. Assist skill right there takes effect when the fighter is in an assist position. When the assist fighter deals damage with a super combo, all enemies are inflicted with Dragon Rage Curse, limited to once every 30 seconds. Dragon Rage Curse is going to be toxic in PvP, man. I'm telling y'all don't want to see that. While the curse is active, each target loses HP equal to 20% of Gore Magala Ken's attack, but it does hit you too, so just keep that in mind. To remove the Dragon Curse earlier from the entire team, a single fighter must deal damage equal to 1,000 of Gore Magala Ken's attack before the curse expires. If the enemy team fails to remove the curse before it expires, all enemies deal 15% less damage and have the damage reduction reduced by 15%. At 10, Gore Magala Blast inflicts Dragon Rage Curse on all enemies, which is interesting. Plus 20. When in starting, the lineup obtains 1 stack of sharpness at the beginning of the battle, which is also pretty cool. And then at 30, increases the chance to acquire sharpness to 30%. Charge Dragon Slash consume sharpness to perform a follow-up sharpen attack. So, like I said, my opinion of him hasn't really changed where he's actually good. He is very, let me change my mic. He is very RNG based. Very, very RNG based. So it's going to be times where he's going to be godlike, and there's going to be times you're going to be like, why the hell is Ken not doing anything? So I prefer my characters to just, when I need them to do damage, they just do damage when they need to do damage. The whole RNG thing is, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not. He's a cool unit and everything else like this, but like I told you before he even got here, that there are just better characters in the game currently than what he's actually doing. Now, like I said, there's going to be points where he's going to be OP. When he actually gets the perfect RNG, gets all that damage out, he's going to just decimate and wreck somebody. When you stun people that they can't get the curse off, they just going to be just screwed in PvP. He's going to be a good pick and draft, basically, because it's going to be very hard for the opposite team to get an advantage and actually do many things. And then he has the opportunity himself to stun and weaken, so he basically can make it so that the other side can almost not even get the damage that they need to get the curse off of them, and then you get the curse off of them, and then they're kind of screwed for like 10 to 15 seconds basically. So that's like the key thing for him, so just keep that in mind. The other thing, which will be real quick, we'll talk about and then dip out. You have the ability now in the garage to do the car system. Now, you can't do it until you have an SS character, which I literally am going to have an SS character today. I just didn't get the dupe I need. I literally need like 1 more dupe, and then I'll be able to SS somebody, probably like Makoto or Mad Ryu. When you go in the workshop right here, you'll see that different from China, we don't have to make the damn car over here. The car over here, you just summon it. Basically, it's just that simple. Good job, devs. I appreciate you. This is a good idea. So I will catch you guys next video. When I get whichever one I'm gonna get, then we'll actually talk about that. And yeah, see you soon. Peace. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.